Facecam. Hello everybody on Twitch. Welcome to Sim UK. We have a fantastic brand new YouTuber with us today, Mr. Sir Illustrious the Wizard. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm really good. Pleased to have you on the on my video, and I'm pleased to be on your stream.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you for inviting me today. We're going to be playing in your company today, aren't we? And I can see that you're round about the same level as I am. And hopefully
Yes.
by the end of the video today, you'll be up to the same point as I am. If we can get some of these targets ticked off. So,
yes.
So you want me to pick between Route 5 and 6 today? And I see that you've created the route and you've got that ticked off, and now you have to drive that first route. And I'm guessing that's number 5, is it?
Yes, that is.
Okay, so if we do that one first, that'll get you that achievement ticked off.
Yep. Okay.
And we won't be able to do the other one until you've got a CNG bus. Have you got a CNG bus yet?
Not yet, I haven't.
Okay. So we need to get you some cash in the bank and, yeah, boost that, I guess. Is the necessary thing. A little tip for you, by the way. I see you've done what I did. You've got one driver on each of your routes.
Yes.
If you really want to boost your income, what have you got there? 31,000, 22, and 34,000. If you put all of your drivers on Route 1, they'll all earn 50% of 34,000.
Okay, I'll do that now.
So your money will increase much quicker. A little tip there. It's a bit of a cheat, really. I think. Hopefully they'll fix that at some point. But just give you a little bit of a helping hand. Get the funds in. I think the first CNG bus is 300,000 euros, isn't it? It's quite expensive.
330,000. Yeah.
330. That's right.
Yeah.
Hello, Space Trucker. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to have a bit of a chilled out bus sim day, aren't we?
Yes.
With Mr. the Wizard, who's been YouTubing for just over a week. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
That's amazing. That is amazing. And you're starting your YouTube career, as it were, with Bus Sim 18. Is that your primary content at the moment?
At the moment, yes, it is. And I am currently doing secondary content of Farming Simulator 17.
Ah, I love Farming Simulator 17. Maybe we can collab on that at some point in the future as well. That would be good. Apologies to anyone listening in on Twitch if you can hear my fans going on. I've got 3 going at the moment. It's a proper heat wave in the UK, is it not, the Wizard?
Yeah, it's actually, I was a bit chilly in my bedroom today.
Well, you must be well located, because I'm melting and it's still pretty early.
It's quite cloudy where I am.
Ah, okay. In north, south, east, west of England?
I am in Kent, so southeast.
Southeast, cushy. Yeah, I'm a bit further down on the south coast, down in sunny Bournemouth, and it is very sunny today. Very sunny indeed. Okay, looks like you've moved everybody over. Are you ready to fire?
Yep. I am ready. I'll just set it up. So, do you want random weather and daytime or a specific one?
Yeah, random sounds fine to me.
Okay. Would you like enable too early event on or off?
What's that?
It basically customers will complain and you'll lose points for being late.
Oh, I see. That's up to you. I normally have it on. I just go with ultimate sort of realism, but it's your company, your business. You decide, and I will happily accommodate. So whatever you feel.
Right. Well, for today, I'm going to be different, and I'll turn it on.
Christy.
Why not? Okay.
Let's see how we get on then.
Okay. So I've invited you. Okay. So you can choose any bus you like. Just let me know which one.
I'll take the Urbino 12 if that's cool with you.
That's cool. I'll take the Cetra.
Lovely. So Alan Sherwood's just telling me that on his Bus Sim 18 he's level 21 and he's opened all routes, which is pretty impressive.
Ah, that's pretty good. That is pretty good.
So it looks as though I've got everything working. Sometimes I don't.
Yeah, I'm already set up. I just had to. I always turn on the speed limiter for my boots. I just find it a lot easier. So let's deal with that.
That's one of the new features, isn't it? I haven't actually played the game since the newest patch was released.
Yeah.
So I'm not familiar with any performance enhancements. Have you used it much?
What, the speed limiter?
Well, the speed limiter was added to the advanced or the realistic driving thing, like a week or two back, but there's been another one since then, hasn't there?
The latest update, the first official sort of update. Yeah, I am running that. I'm not really sure what it's about, but I have noticed there is now rush hour.
Nice.
Rush hour on there.
Nice.
And I've also noticed that by the cashier, if you hover your mouse above the different coins, it'll actually tell you what number to press on the keyboard. Which I haven't noticed before. Whether it's always been there and I just haven't noticed or not, I don't know.
I think that's probably new as well, yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I have noticed is that my G29 is a bit askew at the moment, and I think that might be part of the new update, because apparently they've introduced proper wheel tracking now, so you get 900-degree.
Yeah, I actually I set that up earlier on. I just basically set up my wheel again and the side panel. So I've rearranged all the buttons on there, but I actually noticed about the steering, and you can actually, I had a look, and you can actually go above 900, I believe.
Yeah, 1080 I think is the maximum, isn't it?
Yeah, I've just got it set on 900 for now.
Which wheel are you using?
G29.
So that's only got a 900-degree turn anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I remember. That's
so
good.
Are you using head tracking?
I am, yes.
How does that actually work? Because I've always wondered, because I've heard about head tracking before, but I've never really understood how it actually senses your head movements.
So Track AR is the top of the line sort of first people to officially introduce, hang on, dropped myself out of gear there somehow. So Track AR is the official top of the line, most expensive way to have head tracking, but basically what it comes down to is a camera that reads infrared signals, tracks 3 little dots on a device that's strapped to your head or your headset or whatever, and by reading those 3 infrared lights, it can figure out which way your face is facing. Now some games have different degrees of freedom. So in some games you can lean forward and it allows you to lean physically forward in the game, but most of them are sort of left, right, up, down. Did I do that right? Hang on, let's go back. Week, student.
This might sound like a bit of a silly question, but if you're moving your head so it senses where you are, surely you're moving your head away from the screen so you can't see it as well?
Yes, and you're quite right. So you have curves which are adjustable, and by adjusting curves you can speed up and slow down the speed at which the movement of your head is recreated within game. So Whereas you will be looking... Oh,
Oh, what's happened? A player has quit the game while in co-op mission, so
the network connection has been
aborted.
lost. Oh dear. Trying to re-establish session. Oh, that's a bit of a bad start. But okay, anyway, let's keep chatting. So you, although you will be looking away from the screen, you can set it up so that it you can still see quite comfortably. So turning, if you kept your eyes perfectly forwards and moved your eyes with your head, then just looking at the left-hand side of your screen is often enough to look quite far within the game. So it actually works really well. And in terms of driving games, it's an absolute necessity for me. There's quite a few reviews that I've put on my channel for different alternatives to Track IR, and they're all really good. So, I mean, there are plenty of options out there, and I highly recommend it. It works really, really well.
Might have a look into that then.
Bamtish has just sent me a message saying, as a real life bus driver, I can tell you this. If you let passengers on when not fully in the bus stop, you are not insured. You are at risk from your passengers. They're going to sue us, basically. And Nekomi Nikachan, apologies if I said your name wrong, says, hey, how you doing? We had a bit of a technical hitch there, didn't we?
Yes.
Not sure what happened. We lost network connection for some reason. I'm just going to go try and sort my wheel out, if that's cool.
Yep. I'll wait up for you.
So steering wheel axis. Is there? Ah, there we go. Range. That's a new thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's whack that up to 900. And then how do you have your scale? Have you got it at 1.0?
I've just got it all at the default, apart from the steering wheel range, which I've got at 900.
Cool. Okay, that seems to have done it. So this is a new feature for the game, and yeah, it looks pretty good. They've added look left and look right. Have they put the retarder in here? Because I had a hell of a time trying to bind that to something.
I know that the wipers still aren't in there.
Yeah, there's a few things still missing.
Yeah.
Still. It's early days. It's early days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent work. I knew you could.
Got matey chatting at me. Do you want to have another crack at that route?
Yep.
900-degree steering. I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, the wizard. How are you looking around then? If you don't have head tracking at the moment.
I'm just using my mouse to look around.
Oh, okay. And you've got a G29 and a Cytec set up as well?
Yes. I actually got the Cytec on Wednesday for my birthday.
Oh, it was your birthday. Happy birthday for Wednesday.
Yeah.
I do remember you saying, actually, because your copy of Bus Sim 18 you picked up in the live stream that I did with Jimmy Daly on release day, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
First winner, I believe.
Yes. Very good moment then.
I'm just going to turn my game audio down because I think it's so loud I can't hear you.
Okay.
No, nobody else will be able to hear you. How's the sound in Twitch, by the way, guys? All alright, is it? Hopefully so. I'm noticing as well, my Twitch seems to not have any chat up, which is a bit weird. I know it is up. It's a new template that I haven't tried out before, and it looks very different from my old one.
Now, something I find with the game, I don't know if you have the same problem, but the indicators on the button, sometimes I have to press the, because I'm using the flappy paddles as the indicators, and sometimes I have to press them 2 or 3 times to get the indicator to turn on.
Yes, I have exactly the same problem. I also think they could benefit from being a bit louder, because they are much quieter than the engine, and alongside the problem that you've just mentioned that yes I also struggle with, sometimes it's difficult to tell if they are on or not.
Yeah.
But I have told the devs about it, so hopefully they'll figure out a fix for it or whatever.
Yeah.
I think
I actually just noticed that I haven't been driving with my wipers on. I was wondering why I kept hitting potholes.
There doesn't seem to be any rain on the windscreen anymore. Have you noticed? I'm pretty sure.
I think they've faded it out a little bit more.
Yeah, it was certainly more prominent beforehand. I've no idea what the wiper button is. Is it B?
It's the B. Yeah.
Good guess. Now we crashed here last time. I think it was this bus stop, wasn't it? Or was it the next one?
Yeah, I think it was this one actually. I keep giving passengers too much change.
They're not going to complain about that.
No, they just walk off. They don't even notice.
One thing I do... Did you ever play Bus Sim 16?
Yes, I do actually have it, and I am going to start a series on that soon.
Oh, cool. So yeah, did you play it when it first came out? Do you remember Drunk Guy?
Yeah, I love the drunk. I love the drunk guy. It's just so funny.
Yeah, it was funny. He also used to give you way too much money and then not demand his change, which was a nice little feature. It's such a shame they've dropped him from the game. I'd love to see him come back.
Something else, the coffee cup and the office.
Oh, we've crashed again.
Yeah, a player has quit the game while in the co-op mission, so it's been aborted.
That is very odd.
Yeah.
And it's kicked me right out this time. I'm not in
it?
I'm not even in your multiplayer anymore.
Oh. That's very odd.
I'll try and rejoin you. How annoying. I'm not sure if that's a new feature or not. What's your internet like? On average?
My internet is I've got PlusNet, and I've got the top one there is, and it is very good. Might still be mine, I don't know, but
well, I'm with Virgin Media, so it could very, very easily be mine. Especially as soon as I have a Hub 3, which are an absolute nightmare at best. So that route, for whatever reason, seems to be a bit temperamental. Do you want to have a crack at number 6? It won't get you the achievement because we don't have a CMG bus. But do you want to just try a different route?
Yeah.
Hopefully, we won't have to end the stream early.
Hopefully.
Oh, not enough players joined the co-op. Did I go in too soon, or what happened there?
Well, and I'll cancel the trip and do it again.
It is a little bit temperamental,
Ooh.
this game, isn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't crash on me very often, but it does. It has crashed.
I think this is the first time that it's actually started crashing for me. So.
Ah, that must be something I'm bringing to the game.
Although it did crash earlier because I was trying out the first actual map for the game. It's the test one on the workshop.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, and I tried to load it up, and my game, you could hear the music, it was playing, but it just, you couldn't see. It was still on the main menu, but you couldn't see the profiles, and it was just stuck there like it.
Now that is interesting because as I joined your company, it forced me to download that. So I'm wondering if that is what's causing the crash.
Maybe. So I haven't got it enabled or anything. No,
it might just be, you know, the fact that it's present is causing an issue. We'll see. I mean, we'll try. If we try route number 6, maybe we'll be fine. And but I think if route 6 fails to run smoothly, you may have to remove that downloaded map. Have you got onto it at all? Have you tried it at all, or?
No, I only downloaded it this morning and went on to try it, and it didn't work. So, I haven't tried it again since.
Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to jump back in the Urbino. Let's try again. Oh, something else that's new. When you turn the engine off, the sat-nav goes blank.
Does it? That's pretty good.
Something we've been asking for quite a long time.
Do you find with the Urbino that it accelerates ridiculously slowly?
I'm having a few issues with it. I'm not sure if that's the reason or whether it is dropping out of gear, but certainly I am having some issues with acceleration. I'll let you know more if I spot anything.
Yeah, because I've been using it in past episode, and the acceleration was truly terrible.
Thanks.
Could well be that then that's causing me the issue. Whoa, what?
Episode of Brutal Passion had so many twists and turns.
That was weird.
What happened?
I think the student got on the bus, bought her ticket, but it told me she needed 10 euros change, or 10 cents change. So, but when I gave her that, it then seemed to change to 4.50.
That is weird.
Yeah, a bit odd. I'm seeing a few vehicles disappear as well.
Are you?
It's all been a bit strange today. Yeah, like that truck there vanished for a second and then reappeared.
That is weird.
Oh, and the car in front of me is disappearing and reappearing and all sorts. I haven't seen any of this before. I'm not sure if it's part of the newest update.
No, I'm not getting that at all.
Might just be my setup. To be fair, I haven't played this since the newest update came out. So I should have done some testing before we went live today, but I just haven't had a chance. We'll press on. Yeah, it's weird. I'm definitely going to hit something today. The way these vehicles are just popping in and out is sporadic at best.
Yeah, I got hit by a vehicle just now, but it's mainly because they didn't bother to stop at the junction.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah. Often in the profile I use just in my free time, I often get a driver where they're approaching the junction, but no one's on there, so I begin to go, and I'm halfway out, and then they just ram into me for no reason.
What's that? The AI bus drivers?
No, the just the cars and the trucks.
Oh, I see. That's weird because when your indicator's on, they're meant to stop and sort of sit there, which isn't very realistic, I find. But it's weird that it doesn't work very well.
Yeah.
I also find it a bit of a pet peeve that when they buy multiple tickets, there's just one person.
Just found something quite odd in the road up ahead. What I'm seeing is smoke just coming out of the ground quite randomly in 4 particular places. It's almost as if there's a vehicle upside down creating smoke or something.
Well, I'm just a couple of cars behind you. I can't see that.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Really weird.
Are you driving through the smoke, or is it on the other side of the road?
I'm driving through it.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
Oh.
But the vehicles are behaving very strangely. The AI vehicles, that is.
You know, yesterday,
Yeah.
Kitty caught a fish. What? Aren't cats afraid of water? Yeah, well, she hardly got wet. She was just lying there on top of the aquarium.
Yeah, there's definitely definitely some weird shenanigans going on today.
Yeah.
So how are you finding Bus Sim 18 since you got it?
I'm loving it. It is honestly amazing.
Considerably better than 16, no doubt.
Definitely better than 16.
Anyone for a ticket? 1 week regular. €2 change. Anything you?
So in the game, what would you say your favourite vehicle is?
Well, I've got a bit of a penchant, as many do, for the old bendies, but I haven't got far enough in the campaign to unlock them yet. So I can't tell you which one I prefer, but it's almost certainly going to be a bendy bus. I also quite like this urban way.
Yeah, I think my favourite is the Urbanway 12 metre.
Yeah, it's a good bus.
It is.
They're all good, to be fair. And what I like most about Bus Sim 18 that wasn't really the case in 16 is they all feel a little bit different. I don't know whether that's just me thinking that, or whether they really do have different physics or whatever, but they do feel a little bit different, I think.
They do. I mean, in 16, the buses, they basically got almost the same cockpit, the same sounds to it, but they're all sort of unique. Apart from the horns, I find the horn on the Cetra, the MAN, and the Iveco, they're basically the same horn.
Yeah, that could be the case.
With I know with the Mercedes, it's a different horn, which is quite nice.
There's considerably more sound files included in Bus Sim 18, which makes a huge difference. When I first started doing YouTube, I was of the impression that audio wasn't that important. As you know, as part of a game, there were far more important things. But I have since realised that a game with good audio compared to an identical game with bad audio has a significant impact. So I'm really glad to see that they put so much effort into individual sounds for individual buses. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, let's grab a bite to eat.
Passengers are a tad annoying though.
Yeah. Often when I'm playing it, I often get this passenger that asks about whether Stefan is still sick and that he's actually sick again, and it's just beginning to make me think that he's actually dead. Because nobody can be sick that many times.
They definitely need to add more
After a while, it stops sounding.
more chat in. I mean, if it's going to be part of the game, then it needs to be, you know, either part of a DLC or accessible from the workshop, so that we can add our own. If we can add our own, that would be very interesting, because your hands wouldn't be tied by anything then. And oh, that was a speed pothole rather. Blast. Yeah, I'd love to do my own little bit of voice acting.
The whole night through at the old
Chuck some jokes in there maybe.
I'm so tired.
Do you do any modding yourself, the Wizard?
I used to do a little bit for Farm Sim, but apart from that, no, I don't.
So are you planning on doing anything for Bus Sim 18, perhaps?
I was actually planning a little while ago to make a decal for my YouTube channel.
Yes.
And I downloaded the editor and I went on there and I couldn't figure out anything.
Ah, well,
so
I have a fantastic solution for that problem. If you remember the live stream we did with Jimmy Daly, we had Kuska with us as well. Or
yes.
Koska?
Yes, he has the tutorial videos on them.
He does, yeah, and they're very good, very detailed. Have you already checked them out?
I've checked a couple of them out, and I will be using them sometime soon.
So I'm pretty sure he's got one on there for decals specifically, so if you haven't already seen that one, definitely worth a look. Hello, madam. Too late. Oh dear. Day, type, regular, 2 off. There you go.
Something I did in, I think it was not the previous video on Bus Sim 18, but the one before, I got a little bit annoyed with a passenger because they were demanding a ridiculous amount of change. And so I decided I'd punish them by giving it all to them in 5-cent pieces.
Yes, it's quite frustrating sometimes when you have to give so much change back and you've got no 5 or 10s. Wow.
Yeah.
That truck is literally right in front of me. I just can't see it.
Oh, yeah. I've got your Twitch stream up on my phone next to me, and I've just seen that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to avoid, hitting these invisible trucks and cars and stuff at the moment. It's a bit tricky.
Yeah.
Well, this run doesn't seem to be crashing, so that's good.
No. Maybe it's just the Route 5.
It must be something to do with Route 5. Maybe if you take it down and recreate it, it will fix itself. I can't imagine what the problem would be, though. It's very strange.
Yeah. I'll have a look at that.
So you're a hardcore sim fan or an arcadey fan? Where do you sit?
I am a simulator fan. I love playing simulator games.
Awesome. Other than bus sim and farm sim, what kind of sims are you into?
I play Euro Truck and American Truck. I also have a game called Nortuff 112, which is a firefighter simulator.
Ah, yes, I think I've seen it. I don't own that one. Is it any good?
Yeah, it is. It is really good. Very realistic, I have to say.
Fantastic. I think I did. I can't remember the name of it. I did a review, first look review on a similar sounding game with fire brigade, ambulance, and police, which I need to go back to actually, because apparently they've had a lot of updates in the last couple of weeks. But yeah, all good stuff. So these things are all going to be on your channel?
Hopefully at some point, yes. I was also thinking, because I've got GTA 5
Oh yes.
But I have the LSPDFR mod, which basically allows you to be the police, and it honestly turns the game into the most realistic police simulator you can find. So I've actually got it set up so I can do British patrols on there, so I'm going to hopefully start that up soon.
Fantastic. That would be interesting to watch.
I just saw a UFO.
Yeah. Now on that game, the AI traffic is terrible, I have to say.
Thanks.
On GTA.
Yeah. Especially when you actually, I was playing it the other day, and I was in a pursuit of a vehicle, so I called for backup, and the AI vehicle decided that instead of going round me, they would slam right into me and push me off a cliff.
Is this your backup that did that, or was that the car trying to escape?
That was the backup.
Oh, that was the backup. So
Yeah,
backup
that was
arrived and knocked you off the edge of a cliff.
Wait,
Yeah,
is this even the right bus?
they often do that.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible. That's
They're not
not the
very
kind of
intelligent.
backup you need, is it?
No, half the time, when I eventually end the pursuit, you see all the AI vehicles that you've called turn up, and half of them don't have a bonnet anymore. Most of them have smashed in windows, and they still end up crashing into each other.
Totally unreliable.
Yep. Definitely unreliable.
May I have a ticket, please?
You certainly can, madam. Single student. There we go.
Thanks.
Thank you for having the correct change.
The rerun of season 15 of Little Company revealed so much. What is
Now, I've got to cross 2 lanes here, and the traffic is behaving rather strangely, so I'm a bit cautious.
Good luck.
Yeah, we seem okay so far. Definitely still having a few issues with the indicators.
Yeah, I find that I have to press the paddles in a certain place to actually get the indicators to work properly. I have to use the end of my fingers on the edge of the actual plate part to be able to do it properly for some reason.
Yeah, it's almost like it's being super sensitive and reading 1 click as 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating. I'm sure they'll fix it eventually. Enough people are having the same problem. It's something they'll fix. Oh, there's been an accident in front of me. Or is that you?
That's me.
What's
And
that
I'm
car
waiting for
doing?
I don't know, it's just sitting there.
Yesterday I bought some shampoo.
Is he trying to go round you? Where did he come from?
He just came from in front and... Oh no, hang on. That's odd. Okay, for some reason, my shift down is actually making me get out of the seat. That's odd.
Shall I come and check your passengers? Oh, he's moved. He's moved.
Yep, moved. He's moved. And now all the other traffic, instead of stopping to let me go, has decided that they'll all just barge through instead.
You're gonna have to be a bit pushy.
Oh, hang on. I'm still in with us, that's why. That's why I wasn't going forwards. Okay, I'm round the corner.
That is a busy turn, isn't it?
It is indeed.
And the cars are behaving very strangely. I can see the front wheels are going through the bonnet of the car, and the rear it looks very strange. Looks like a beach buggy at points.
Yeah, I've just managed to hit a pothole without going over a pothole.
Hey, are you aiming for those?
Well, I hit a pothole, but definitely went over one.
Yeah, I mean, I was, I swerved out the way, went over it so the wheels were either side of it instead of actually...
Ah, you can't do
going
that.
in.
Yeah, I've tried that many times.
Ah,
It should work, but it doesn't.
That is a bit annoying.
Single. Whoops. Regular meant to click. 780. Thank you for coming. Every time I go to pull away, someone tries to get off my bus.
That's weird. That is really weird.
So they sort of, as the back doors are closing, they step into them, and then they turn around and go and sit down. I've not seen that before either. That's definitely something.
No, I have actually had that on the. That does actually happen on the Beano. The past times I've used it, that has actually they sort of swing round the back door for some reason.
So maybe there's an issue whereby they can't find their seat.
Yeah.
Hello everybody. Student single tour. There you go.
Have you used the handbrake yet?
The handbrake.
Yeah, because so obviously it's got the parking brake and then the bus stop brake that comes on when you open the doors. But I've also found that it has a handbrake, but you have to hold down the button to keep it on.
Oh. No, I haven't tried that. I did. Well, I say I haven't tried it. I did bind all because I was having serious button conflict issues at the beginning, and I did try binding all three to one trigger. But that didn't work at all. So other than that, no, I haven't tried it at all.
Yeah, I mean I tried it, but you have to hold it down, otherwise it won't work.
That is a bit odd. Kind of begs the question, what's the point of it? Good for handbrake turns, but other than that,
yeah.
maybe trying to pull away on a hill.
Yeah, maybe. I've also I've noticed when I was setting up my the buttons earlier, I noticed that you can actually set the bus stop brake up manually, so you can actually press a button and activate it. And I've just tried it with the button I set up for it, and you can hear the clicking of it, but it doesn't actually do anything.
I think there's a few issues around that whole stopping handbraking type thing. Also, at some point I'd like to see the lean be manual rather than automatic.
That would be nice.
Yeah, every time I go to pull away, somebody tries to walk out the back doors. That is odd.
Yeah, I think it's a bug with the Beano, because I have that every time I use it as well.
Oh, big collision, sorry. It's dented one of your buses.
It's fine.
In my defence, their car was a horrible colour and deserved to be driven into.
Fair enough.
Do you drive in real life?
No, I'm 16.
Oh, okay, so you're a little way off. You're probably at the point where you can start to apply for your...
Yeah, I can apply
provisional.
for my provisional.
Yeah.
But,
Well, watching your driving from afar, I can say you're pretty well established in that area. So you shouldn't have too much difficulty passing your test, I would imagine.
thanks.
Is this the last stop?
Yes, it is.
Ah, cool.
Something I love about the game is how the passengers get off. It's so orderly.
Yeah.
They never seem to push out the way like in real life. They always just go off in a nice queue.
Certainly not true to life, is it? Oh, I was going to get on your bus.
Oh, were you?
Bonjour, I was going to say. So that was an interesting run. 4 collisions, late to 16 bus stops.
That is it's a lot of lates.
It is a lot of lates, but you still made a profit of 11,484, so not the worst run in the world. But yeah, certainly a good try.
And I've earned the most amount of money I've ever earned on this profile as well, despite all of those late to bus stops.
Perfect. That would be probably due to rearranging your staff.
Yeah, most likely.
Excellent work. I knew you could pull it off. I'm happy to hand...
Oh, that chatty guy's a pain in the backside. Okay, do you want to... Obviously, we didn't tick anything off there, which is a bit frustrating. But you're about halfway towards your CNG bus. And do you want to try pulling apart Route 5 and create it again and just see if we can actually get you something ticked off? Cool.
Yes.
That would be cool.
Okay.
So just to clarify, if anybody watched the live stream with Jimmy Daly and I on Bus Sim 18 release day, and we were giving away free keys to people, because some people question whether that's real or not, whether do you know what I mean? Like it's a scam or something.
Yeah.
But Mr. The Wizard, you were our very first winner, so you know for sure that it's real, which is good.
Yes, definitely is real.
Where is my cam, Rough Have? My cam, there you go. Looking terrible today. I've had a long week. I also had a bit of a run-in with a razor on my hair. I've got this very short go faster haircut today, which was not intentional. A combination of misreading my clippers and making some bad decisions about whether or not it was cutting. But there we go. That's a story for another day. Aha! That was quick.
Yeah. I've just deleted the route and done it again. I'm gonna try the same bus stops. Hopefully it will work this time.
Fingers crossed. Well, I'm going to stick to the same bus and see if that works. If not, I guess we can try again and just try different buses. Maybe just stick with the Citaros or something.
Yeah, for some reason it's not allowing me to choose the Citaros. It's only allowing me to have the Cetra.
I wonder if that's because you have allotted them to your drivers, your AI drivers. Is that possible?
Could be. Oh well, I'll just do the Cetra again.
All right.
It doesn't really matter. I was just wondering if it would let me.
Oh, cool. Engine's running. I'm out of gear. We're pretty much ready to go. Whack her in drive and off. Fantastic.
So, do you think that there'll ever be either a mod or a DLC for a double-deck bus?
I certainly hope so, and I think that it most likely is going to happen. One of the best things about Bus Sim 18 for me is that towards the end of the life of Bus Sim 16, they did start asking what we would like to see. Oh wow, there's lights above the doors now.
Is there?
Yeah, there is on this one anyway.
No, there isn't any on the Cetra.
There's not. That's interesting.
No.
Just the Urbino then.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, they haven't locked down modding to a point where double deckers aren't possible. And I think I don't know if you've been on the Discord, have you, for Bus Sim 18?
No, I haven't.
I'm almost sure I saw somebody who had been working on a mod with a double decker. It was very early stages, but they shared a picture with everybody. So yeah, I think eventually, be it sooner or later, they will appear. And even a map for London, or you know, the UK in general, I think is something I'd very much like to see.
That would be very nice to see. And have it so instead of, although it being a UK map, having it so you're actually driving on the left hand side of the road, so they sort of flip the vehicles around instead of not being able to do that and having to have it how it is now.
Yeah. I think that was one of the issues with Bus Sim 16, wasn't it? That although you could sort of create bus mods, it was very convoluted and a bit buggy, and certainly left and right hand drive wasn't an option. So,
yeah, I know. In Bus Sim 16, I had a mod for a very nice MAN. It was quite an older. It was an older one, but it still had a ramp on it.
right.
And you could see where the ramp was, but when you go and actually try to use it, there is no button for it at all.
Right. So nothing you did would actually pull the ramp out.
No, I tried having a look for a button in the cab. I tried getting out and going to the ramp, but there was literally nothing. Which was it was quite disappointing because it was a really nice. The rest of it was very detailed and very nice.
Oh, I just realised my my retarder wasn't on. I was wondering why the bus was not slowing down.
So what does a retarder actually do? Because I have no idea.
A retarder is a method by which you slow a vehicle down without having to use your physical brakes. So primarily it's used with obviously heavy vehicles, but trucks have been using retarders for a long time because air brakes were notoriously running out of pressure on big hills, and trucks were having to use runoffs or have cataclysmic crashes at the bottom of these big hills. So retarders just allow you to slow the vehicle down without having to physically press the brake, basically. There's a whole combination of different retarder types available, but yeah, technically that's what it does.
I've just gone past the spot where I was seeing the sort of the weird smoke coming out of the 4 points on the road, and I've just seen it again.
Oh, it's there again.
Really weird. Yeah, it's really weird.
I'm just coming up to that point now, so I'll keep my eyes open for it, but like I say, I didn't see it last time, so certainly I can't see anything
Very
at the
weird.
moment.
It almost looks as if there's a vehicle upside down under the road, and you can see the tyres sort of
Jotting through the floor.
Sort of like you see dirt sort of coming. It's as if it's some sort of black smoke sort of just coming out of the ground, as if there's a vehicle rubbing its tyres constantly.
That is odd. I can only imagine these irregularities are from the new patch.
Yeah. I've never seen it there before. It's only since the new update that I've been getting problems like the Urbino. Before the patch, the acceleration I found it was fine, but since the patch it's been really slow.
What's been slow, sorry?
The Urbino acceleration.
Oh, the acceleration, right.
Yeah.
I'm not having... I wouldn't say I was having any issue with that, to be honest. It seems okay to me.
For me, it was like I put my foot flat down and it would still only accelerate with the same speed ridiculously slowly. It would take me a good while to get out of the bus stop.
That sounds to me like your handbrake isn't disengaging properly.
Yeah.
Which could very well be a button binding issue.
Yeah, so I've tried also using it so the speed limiter is off, seeing if that would make a difference, but it
Good
wouldn't
idea.
at all.
That didn't fix it.
No. All the other buses, they accelerate fine. I'm just having the problems with the Beano.
That's odd. Yeah, I can't say that I'm noticing anything of that sort at the moment.
You're coming to the party. At
I
the
have just gone the
ensemble.
wrong way.
Whoops.
The completely wrong way. I'm heading into the city, and I'm meant to be going to the harbour. I've got to drive all the way back.
Oh, we crashed.
Yes, again.
That is so odd. It's got to be something to do with this run.
Yeah, because it's always in the agricultural zone. Like the previous one. Mind you, the previous one, that started in the agricultural zone and went around the same areas where we've been crashing, and it's still been fine, so
That is a bit
I
of
don't
a
know
pain.
what's wrong with that.
That is a bit of a pain. It does kind of render the multiplayer a bit redundant. What's weird is it's still telling me that there's 2 players in your multiplayer, even though
Because I'm if I look on the multiplayer tab, I can still see you in the game.
definitely a few issues. Do you want to try it one more time with different bus stops? It might just be one of the stops, perhaps. Yeah. Or try doing it in reverse, maybe. Do it backwards.
Yeah, we could do.
Be nice to get you some sort of achievement completed at the end of the run.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Rughave, I'm from Denmark. Hi. Hello from Denmark. How is the weather over there today? It's baking hot in the UK at the moment. Absolutely sweltering. Not so much in Kent though. Sunny Kent.
Yeah, that it's not warm. It's not. It is warm, but it's not too warm.
Yeah.
I've had to close my windows.
So it's not warm enough to have your windows open.
It's not. No, I've got one of them open a little bit, but it's not not too much. It's not warm enough to have it open too much.
Got you.
Okay, so I've changed the route, so it's now going, instead of from the Nutrivore Research Labs, it's to the distribution centre. It's going from distribution centre to Corn Street.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Good thinking. Let's hope that fixes it. I do wonder as well whether that upside down car with the smoke might be an indication that a crash is coming.
Yeah.
Because it seems to be that, and then just a minute or two later, a crash.
Yeah. So, could you not see that at all on yours?
No, nothing at all. Absolutely nada.
Very weird. Something else, a problem I've been having since the update, I don't know if it's related or not, but if I'm using the cashier and I'm dealing out money occasionally, it will just, for some random reason, it will just go back to, it'll just take me out of the cashier view, even though I'm just pressing the coin.
Ah, yeah, there's that might just be if you click off to the side of the cashier desk, you'll actually get out.
Might be that then.
Yeah, and also, oh no, I've done it now.
What's happened?
I'm gonna probably have to restart the run. Could you jump off your bus and come and have a look at mine a second? What I was going to say was, if you stand up whilst you're looking at the cashier desk and get out of your seat, you'll still be locked into the cashier window and you won't be able to move or do anything else. Can you finish my transaction on the cashier desk?
I can't see your transaction. I don't know what it is. I can't press anything, it's not letting me do it.
Right. I think I'm going to have to reset my bus to the road.
Okay. Whoa.
Nope.
My bus has teleported backwards.
Yeah, I'm completely stuck and jammed in the cashier. I won't be able to get back in the bus. I'll have to restart the route.
Okay, I'll abort it then.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
28 degrees in Denmark.
Excellent work.
Yes.
I knew you could pull it off. I'm happy to hand you the keys.
Nice sunny day. Nice sunny day. So yeah, as I was saying, if you click slightly off the cash desk, it will kick you out. Sometimes it will take you out of your seat, sometimes it will just change the camera view. But yeah, if you ever accidentally get out of your seat whilst you're doing a transaction, it will completely destroy you.
Oh.
It will lock you into the cash desk and you won't be able to do anything else.
Yeah. It'd be nice if that was fixed, so instead of getting locked out, you can just get back in and continue with what the transaction you were doing.
Definitely, that's what should happen. I have mentioned it to the devs; they are aware. They replied back to me, so I imagine in the next update that'll be on the list of fixed items, no doubt.
Good.
Well, are you still putting passengers on?
Yeah, I'm just finishing the ticket.
I'll swing round you then. No doubt you'll catch me up. Just hope the route doesn't crash this time.
Hopefully not.
I guess it could just be like an FPS issue, like too many AI vehicles are spawning at once, knocks the network off, something like that.
Yeah.
I am still getting some weird AI vehicle behaviour.
Yeah, I'm not having the same problems as you, so it might just be the new patches done something.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll figure it out, whatever it is.
My bad. Sorry.
No problem. Listening to music too loudly.
Perfection. A ticket, please.
A ticket for you, my dear. That's something I can definitely do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When you hire your drivers, do you go by the description, or do you just hire the one that's like got the highest rank?
I go for the highest rank, definitely. The descriptions are just repeated. You might find 2 or 3 within close proximity that have the exact same description.
Yeah. I tend to sometimes I'll go by description depending on what it says, but most of the time I'll do the rank. But if I ever see a description that says only sane person in a cat obsessed city, I just have to hire them.
I don't think I've
It's
seen that
just-
description.
I've had it a couple of times and it's honestly the best. I don't care what rank they are from that moment. I've read the description, and if it says that, I will hire them.
Certainly the dev team at Busim 18, Still Alive Studios, I think they've got a pretty darn good sense of humour.
Yeah.
Thank you.
but they're not very good at naming cats, because it appears that every single cat in the city is called Pearly.
Pearly the cat.
It's such a cheesy name though, because you often associate cats with purring, and to have every cat called Pearly, that's funny.
Whoops. I gave that person 10 pence too much change. Or 10 cents too much change. Another thing I've noticed with this game, which is a bit frustrating, is if you're in, for example, the cashier view, you can't then do anything else. So say, for example, you're dishing out a ticket and you've got a disabled passenger trying to get off the bus and you want to bring the ramp back in. They don't do it. They absolutely don't respond. The buttons don't respond.
Yeah, it's also got that with the passenger mirror view. So you could be in there and you want to shut the doors, but it won't allow you to.
Yeah. These are, they're not bugs, they're like quirks, but they definitely need to be ironed out, I think, in order for the best experience overall. But there's no urgency, I guess, with things like this. They're an annoyance, but they don't break the game.
Yeah.
So I got a message from Scotland's best. Says, "Hi, big boy." I'm gonna have to pull over and read this. I can't read it at the same time. What does he say? "I was a bus driver in real life. Terrible job. I pooed myself whilst driving the bus a few times. I hope that's metaphorically and not literally."
If it is literally, I feel sorry for the driver that has to use the bus afterwards.
Most definitely.
Thanks.
This cashier's desk is changing the amount, by the way. It's done it to me a couple of times.
I haven't had that at all.
See, like that guy there wanted 20 cents change, but before I could even give it to him, he walked off quite happy. So there's definitely some weirdness going on here, there and everywhere.
Yeah.
And this lady here wanted 20 and then it changed to 20 cents and then it changed to €1. So a little bit buggy today. Adds to the flavour.
There's a bug that I've been experiencing before the latest patch, actually, with the Iveco bendy bus. And basically, if you have stopped, it'll just start bouncing around. It's just a mild shaking.
Right.
Even if you completely turn off the engine, it'll still just keep the mild shaking going. But as soon as you open the doors or move off, it'll just stop.
Got ya. I think that's a bug they mentioned before release day, and they thought they'd fixed it. I know it happened a lot on multiplayer games. The rear end would bounce around a lot, and that's something to do with the netcode. But yeah, maybe they've accidentally reintroduced that bug.
Yeah, I haven't used it since the latest patch, so they might have fixed it, but I have to have a look.
I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like my steering has turned itself off from 900 degrees. It seems really oversensitive. I'll test it in a minute, but I'm nervous to go too fast because the slightest movement on the wheel seems to have a rather dramatic effect on the position of the bus.
I think you missed one over there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, going around corners seems okay.
Yeah, steering for me is fine. Personally, I think it feels the same as what I had it on before I put it to 900.
Right. I think yeah, it feels like it turns the same, but it's just that the steering wheel in game matches what your real wheel is doing, which is quite nice to have, I guess. No, it seems fine. It seems fine.
Oh, I had such a wonderful day at the Lido.
I'm thinking it might be this wheel on the on this bus, because it's got that weird wheel shape.
Yeah. I quite like the buses with a weird wheel shape. It makes them sort of unique.
Yeah, that's true.
Just gotta text. What is Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana.
Oh, there is a vehicle in my bus.
No, my
There's a vehicle in it.
Yeah, it's one of those flashy ones that keeps appearing and disappearing.
Oh, that is weird.
Sort of lodged in my dash. How are you getting on behind me there? You still alive?
I am still alive.
Scotland's Best says, no, I really did poo myself a few times. Driving the bus, it's a terrible job because you just can't get to a toilet. Actually, I've heard that before, and what's his name? I was going to say Amir Khan, but that's not who it is it? The Mayor of London, can you remember his name?
The previous one.
The current.
Or the... Oh, Amir Khan.
Oh, it is Amir
Oh,
Khan.
I forgot to water
Yeah.
my plants.
Okay. So he just spent 6.6 million putting toilets in and around London specifically for bus drivers because of that very reason. So yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
I think the general consensus on Amir Khan's tenure as London Mayor is maybe not all positive, but certainly from the bus driver's perspective, that is something that they hugely needed and massively appreciate. So he's not got it all wrong, which is good to hear. But yeah, what a terrible situation. If you think about it, where would you go to the toilet on a bus run?
Especially if there's a really long one.
Yeah. Or, you know, or traffic's bad, or you get held up unexpectedly, or... Because on a bus route, the chances of having even public toilets, public facilities within a minute's walk from the actual bus stop is pretty small, I would have thought. And as a bus driver, you can't just get off and disappear for 20 minutes and come back. So, yeah, crikey.
I know that the bus drivers where I am, they don't have the toilet problem because they don't care if they make themselves late. They will literally just get up and leave the bus.
Oh, they will.
Yeah, a lot of the time when I go to the bus station,
Bye.
Bye, guys.
by bus, it'll literally, they don't care. A lot of the time they're late, and even though they're late, they won't let people on. They'll just literally get up and leave the bus and just go off for 10 minutes.
Putting their needs before the customer's needs.
Yeah, but a lot of the time they're only in the actual building for 2 minutes. The rest of the time they're just standing by a tree smoking, which is it's really annoying because if they're late already, you know, you can't just wait till the next time that you're meant to leave.
So weirdly enough then, doing that route in reverse seems to have fixed the problem.
Yeah, I did actually see the 4 smoke points again.
Oh, you
In
did?
the road. Yeah,
That is odd. Very strange.
in the exact same place as well.
You have successfully finished the convoy mission. Hurrah! Scotland's Best says yes, and you're not supposed to leave the bus at all, I'm guessing.
No, that'd be very bad because, you know, anyone could steal it.
Yeah, technically I suppose. You take the keys, surely, if you get off the bus. Lock it down.
Yeah.
But 14,893 euros. Is that the new highest you've earned on a single run? profit-wise?
Might be. I think so, yeah.
That's pretty darn good. Let's see if we've... Yay! We've ticked something off the box.
Ah,
And
hurrah.
you're so close to having enough money for a CNG.
Yes, I'm looking forward to getting the CNG bus because the Iveco Urban Way 12 meter is my favourite game.
That is your favourite bus.
Yeah.
So we do need to try that. Do you want to have another crack at another one and see if we can get you up to enough money? That would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one do you want to do?
Which one of your routes has the least amount of profit? Let's see if we can boost that up. So you got 12,000 on River Promenade. That's a pretty good one. 22. So
Number 6 has 11,000.
Is that the one we just did? Or is
That's
that
the one we did before. That's the
That's the one that we need the CNG for, isn't it?
Yes.
So we might as well not do that one until we've got that bus in order to complete the mission. I was just thinking, well, I say that you've got no drivers on these routes, have you? So boosting the potential income is not really going to help you at all until you put some drivers on there.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a pain. I don't know. Which have you got a favourite route?
I quite like the Oak Street to East Spoke one.
Okay, let's do that. Oak Street to East Spoke. That sounds good to me. Scotland's Best says there's no keys on the buses to start. You hold a switch under the dash and just hit the start button. That's surprising and very interesting.
And not very safe.
No, vastly not safe.
Yeah, I was wondering why. Because whenever I see the bus drivers at the bus at my local bus station go to their buses and turn the engine on, they never take a key with them. I mean, there is a key, but it's always in the actual bus, and it's almost as if they can't take it out, but they never do anything with it. It's weird, even when they close the bus up, they just leave the key where it is.
Inside the bus itself.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I've learnt a lot today, actually. Yeah.
Would you like to do another convoy mission, or would you like to do a tag-along?
Let's do a tag-along. I haven't done one of those for ages. I'm quite happy to be ticket inspector if you want to drive, or vice versa. I don't mind. Whatever suits you, really. Or we can swap halfway.
We could, yeah, swap halfway.
Okay.
So, what bus?
I'll let you choose.
Well, it's going to have to be the Cetra because it's still not letting me choose any other, even though the Cetra's already on a driver and I've taken a Citaro K off. It's not letting me
that is
choose
odd.
anything else.
That is odd. There is there was a bug before release similar to that where you couldn't scroll left or right, but I thought they'd fixed it, and I can't remember what the solution to get around it was, but anyway. Are you on the bus already?
Yes.
That's weird. Why am I on the bus? Thank you very much, bus driver.
I'll open the doors in just a second.
No worries.
So if we swap at Seek Walden, because that is the halfway stop.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
So Scotland's Best is asking where are you guys from. So I'm from the sunny south of the UK, aka Bournemouth, and the Wizard. Where are you from, sir?
I am from Canterbury in Kent.
Oh, lovely town, Canterbury. I've been there, I think, once only. But yeah, what a wonderful, wonderful city. You've got some fantastic architecture there.
Yeah.
Next stop, Oak Street.
If you're into that kind of thing, of course. Now, I'm going to stand right in the middle of the walkway because I'm curious as to whether or not the passengers can get past me. Will they just walk straight through me, or will they
One ticket.
behave themselves and wait? It's like It's like an experiment.
I reckon they'll walk through you.
Yep, straight through me. Not a care in the world.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, we caught one. Straight
Already?
away, yeah.
Here.
Awesome.
Wasn't expecting to find a ticket inspector on the run, were you, sir? That's just cost you a darn sight more than a ticket would have done.
Where is it? Ah,
That's good.
here you go.
I'm also interested to see whether or not a passenger who pays for a ticket
Just cross the road.
via you can ever be caught without a ticket. Because that would obviously be a bug, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The case.
I've also I've noticed that if you catch someone out who hasn't got a ticket, they pay the fine. But if you click on them again to ask for the ticket, they suddenly have one.
That's not too crazy, because you imagine you would give them a ticket after
Yeah.
paying the fine, I guess.
The thing that I find is crazy with that is often when I ask for their ticket, they'll wave it up, but it'll still, but they'll still say that they don't have one, even though they're holding the ticket and waving it about.
Well, that is interesting. I'll look out for that.
Here's the ticket. How often? I already showed it.
You saw my ticket.
Of course. Here you go.
I was trying to be good then. Oh, we caught another one. I was trying to be good then and figure out
Here you go.
who just got on the bus and who didn't.
Sure.
But it seems you can't actually ask them for a ticket until they've sat
Saw
down.
my ticket already?
So you
Yeah.
can't ask them as they're getting on the bus. Which is fair enough, I suppose, because you'd hold everybody up. So
Yeah.
yeah, as a ticket inspector, I am going to have to be a little bit more paying attention than I was.
Yeah.
Again, though, what a
Something
great
like-
feature this is.
Yeah, something I find with ticket inspecting is if you've stopped at a bus stop, you engage the parking brake, but you don't open the doors so you can go back and check the tickets. It'll only allow you to check the tickets of those that are sitting down.
Oh,
Then we'll
That is
head up to
interesting.
the old sawmill for the punch.
Because the people that are standing up, they're obviously the ones that are going to get off, but I think you should still be able to check their ticket. Because although they're going to get off, you know, they still might have dodged buying a ticket.
Hold on. I already showed
Oh.
I already
there's
showed
another
it.
one.
Oh no.
And another
How
one.
often do you want to see it? How often do you
Wow.
wanna see it?
How often do you want to saw my ticket?
How often do you want to see it? You saw my ticket.
I already showed you.
I'll just go through and ask everybody, I think. It's almost impossible to track them.
Hold on. Here.
Especially when it's a nighttime run, because you can't really see them properly.
Sure.
Hold on.
It is quite impressive, I must say, though, how
I already showed it.
they literally do walk to the seat and sit down. That's very well done. I mean, that was even present in Bus Sim 16, which I think is why Bus Sim 16 was so popular, because it was nearly brilliant, but just slightly missed the mark on a number of key areas.
Yeah. Something I think I'd like to see in the game is if you, because obviously when you crash into something,
Yeah.
it'll charge you, and you'll hear the passengers say something to you, but they never really get injured. And there's actually a game for Android and iOS. It's another bus simulator. It's called Public Transport Simulator, and it's got
Alright.
loads of buses in it. And
See ya.
basically, if you crash, it'll pause the game, and you can actually look back using a rear view mirror, and you can see the passengers injured, and you can do a replay of it.
So physically injured and a replay. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Although I have to say the injuries are a bit unrealistic, because they start flopping around, and sometimes they fly out the window without the window breaking.
Right.
We already showed you.
Still, a pretty darn good feature, and
Here you go. I already showed it.
I already showed it.
You saw it.
something that I wouldn't mind seeing in this game as well, actually. I agree. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Hold on.
We are at Sequelden, so if you would like to take over.
I certainly can. Okay. Bring the wheel up, even though it's been up the whole time pretty much. Feel a bit low here.
I think it's funny how occasionally you'll get someone say like, sometimes I feel the whole universe is just a simulation.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Bit of a matrixy. Whoa, whoa!
Yeah.
Why am I in
Whoa.
reverse? That's weird. Most strange. Okay.
Here you go.
Avoided that collision. Okay, you don't have the retarder on.
No, I never have it on.
Should have checked that really. Taking over the bus. That's my responsibility. So have you got off the bus and gone and explored in the woods and behind the buildings and all sorts of stuff?
No, I haven't.
There's supposed to be all kinds of Easter eggs out there somewhere.
Might do that sometime then. Oh. We've just gone past the field. There's a load of cars just parked in it.
I saw that, yeah. Looks suspicious, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Goodbye. Single regular quantity of 1, 280 change. Thank you. 280 change.
I have a ticket, please.
Oops. Week regular quantity. Okay, €2.
One ticket, please.
Thank you, sir. It's busy. You're going to make some good money on this run, I can tell you.
Yeah. Have you ever filled up an entire bus yet?
I don't know, to be fair. I mean, they've been pretty full. I'm not sure I've seen anybody sort of standing room only styly, but
I have actually managed to do that with the Sataro K. I went on the busiest route I had, and it turned out that when I was driving it, it was a national holiday as well.
Oh,
and
busy.
every single seat was filled, and there was still passengers standing as well.
I went over that pothole really slowly. I'm annoyed it's pulled me up on that. Well, that's pretty cool. So there were passengers standing. Did they put their hand up to like hold on to the pole or anything like that?
No, they just stood there.
Just stood in the middle of the gangway.
Yeah,
Ah.
they just stood there. They didn't hold on to anything. And I just asked for a lady's ticket, and I now have a picture of her cat.
What, a picture?
Yeah.
You can
Well,
see
not no.
Oh.
She just announced that she's giving me a picture of her cat.
it. What's the cat's name?
Pearly.
Who'd have thought it?
Of course.
I know. So shocking.
It's a very popular cat name.
I
Yes.
already showed you my ticket.
What? Hold on.
Here's the ticket.
And now an old man has just done it, and the cat is called Pearly.
Hold
They definitely need to sort that
on. Here,
out.
you saw my ticket. You saw
Yeah.
my ticket.
I guess
already?
that's not. Ah.
That's annoying.
Very annoying.
Yeah.
Space Trucker 63 says, I saw a film on the Canterbury Tales. I think I may have seen that a long time ago. Do you know much about the Canterbury Tales?
I've been there a few times. Yeah. It's just about how the guy that I can't remember the name of travelled from London to the cathedral to sort of I don't know, see Thomas Beckett's tomb.
Got you. Yeah.
And it's basically just all the stories that he wrote it, all the stories that the people along the journey told.
That's pretty cool. I don't think I have seen that then, because that's not ringing a bell with me.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I might have to watch
they
that.
have their a center, and it's basically you go there and you pay to get in, and they give you an audio tour. So you get an audio device, and they do it in all the languages, and you tour around and you see the different stages of their journey using like different figures and effects that they do. So they might have a board that will pop up at a certain point during the story.
That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, actually. Scotland's Best says, God is roasting. Hot again up here today. Far too hot. Yeah. Yeah, it's hot down the bottom as well. I'll tell you that much. Metaphorically speaking. I found a big ram in the woods. I've heard about this. This ram is supposed to be absolutely enormous, isn't it? Like, ginormous. Like, ridiculously huge. One of the Easter eggs. Can you not do a long distance coach run? Scotland's Best. I suppose you can, but like Bus Sim 16, you unlock different areas progressively. And although you could theoretically make a route that encapsulates all of the unlocked route, bus stops you've got, I think the sat-nav always takes the shortest route, doesn't it? So until you've unlocked everything, you can't really force yourself to do a long distance or whatever. The map is reasonably big, but it's not huge, is it? I wouldn't say. Be nice to see how big modded maps can be. Hopefully they get pretty large, but we'll see. We'll have to see on that one.
I think although the game has its faults, I think there's a lot to be that could be taken from it and put in other games such as Euro Truck, for example, like the potholes.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. There's a nice inclusion there. They are a bit annoying though. Not being able to position them centrally to your bus and drive over them, I think is a bit of a pain, because that's not a pothole, that's a bloody hole. Do you know what I mean? That's like that's enough to stop traffic dead in its track. Is there a UK sim where you can go about the cities in the UK? Have you, the Wizard? Have you tried OMSI 2?
No, I was actually thinking about buying it.
I think it's on sale at the moment. If you're interested,
yeah, it is.
It's very complicated to get to grips with, partly because it's in German, partly because it's a buggy mess, partly because it's, I don't know how many years old. It's very old. But there is a mod coming out for that soon, which will cover the city of London with double deckers and all sorts. It's been coming out for about 2 years, so yeah. I mean, don't hold your breath on it, but it is meant to be coming out imminently. So Scotland's Best was just asking if there's a sim where you can drive about the UK. That's probably going to be the best option available to you, I would say. But Lord knows when it's coming out officially.
Yeah, it's already a London map out as a mod for OMSI 2, because I watched Squirrel, and he did a video where he was going around the reboot in London.
That's right. I think he got early access to that though. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's available for everybody. I could be wrong. I think I've seen that video, but I just vaguely remember him saying that the developer had given him sneak peek access to it or something. But definitely OMSI I think is your best option. Or maybe Bus Sim 18 somebody's going to get on with the map and then we'll be able to see that here. But I don't know when that might happen either. But The Wizard, I'm going to have to wrap up there, buddy. I'm so sorry that it crashed so many times. If it's my internet, I do apologise.
It's fine.
But
doesn't matter too much.
We did get one of your achievements ticked off.
Yes.
and a little bit more money in the bank. So hopefully you're a step closer to getting your CNG bus and completing that level completely.
Yes, I reckon one more trip and I'll have enough money for it.
Fantastic. Well, I'd love to meet up and do this again, the Wizard, sometime. Maybe on Farm Sim 17, or
Yeah.
you know, maybe even ETS2. Both games that I play reasonably regularly. So it's been an absolute pleasure, sir. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you for joining.
And if you haven't checked out the Wizard's YouTube page, please do go check him out. Give him a big thumbs up. If you enjoy his content, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, just leave him some comments. Is it DA space Wizard? Is that how you spell it?
Yes,
Cool.
it is indeed how you spell it. And people on my channel, a link to SimUK's YouTube channel will be in the description. Check him out. He is an amazing YouTuber, does lots of simulator games.
Very kind. Thank you so much, the Wizard. Well, to everybody on Twitch, I'm going to say thank you and goodbye to you guys as well. Thank you for commenting and being here and just trying to enjoy Bus Sim 18 with us today. It's been a tad buggy at best. And thank you to everybody on the Wizard's channel who's watching over there. It's been great. I've really enjoyed it. Of course, the Wizard, thank you, sir. I look forward to hooking up with you again in the future.
Yes, indeed.
Till then,
And
guys. Oh, go on. Sorry, go on.
I've just noticed another really weird bug. Occasionally online, the route that we were having trouble with, the one from agricultural zone to industry zone, occasionally it will just weirdly sort of highlight itself, even though my mouse is away from the route and still.
Oh, yeah, it does seem like there's a bit of a thing going on. Hopefully, it doesn't affect you in single player as well as multiplayer.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you're going to be stuck and you won't be able to progress. Still,
yeah.
Fingers crossed. Guys, I'm going to say goodbye because I've got to shoot off and sort my little one out and so on. But until next time, thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye for now.
And goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, everyone on my channel.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.